This
the
conference will
integration part.
now be recorded.
When you say integration means, how well, SAP CS process when you want to execute, what all the other modules from where the data will be pulled. Okay, the master data and the process, and process from different models. Okay, so those things we say the integration. Okay, it's not about the system integration. It's about the data which we use for CS process. So in this way, we have integration. Connection between CS and SD first. Okay, so their contribution from SD side is more, okay, around maybe 50% of the SD relevant customization and the process. We see in CS. Okay, so we need to have SD. Then follow to that, we have okay, material management. So that is also where we use a certain master data and certain process. Okay, for the conception, component conception. So for all those things, we require So we will see that. Okay. Then next to that, we have CS with quality management. Okay, where any product comes for repair, and we need to check it. If the repair is actually there or not. So there will be a quality check. So that is actually taken from the quality management model. Then follow to that, we have PP. Okay, production planning. So here we use certain things like what is called work center, what is called activity type, okay, which we maintain in the production planning, the PP consultant maintain, which we use it, CS consultant use it. Then we have main thing like HR. Okay, from HR also like the employee responsible, who is a technician who is working for. Okay, so for that, if you get the information, then we use the HR model. Okay, we use the transaction P30 for this. And then finally, we have FICO. Okay, in FICO, we use certain parameters like the billing part, and then a cost center. Okay, what is called as cost center. And then we use activity pricing. Okay, so the activities which is assigned in a service order. So those for each activity there will be certain pricing which we maintain in the FICO. So how we get those activity pricing from FICO. So those things comes under this. So in general, these models are required. Okay, when you're running a CS process. Okay, to run a CS process smoothly, you require these models. Next to this only, we'll go for master data. Okay, when you talk about master data, always the customer master, the material master, okay, and the work center activity, activity type, or activity pricing. So activity type are same, okay, or you can say like activity type, activity pricing, cost center. So these are the master data which we don't maintain from CS side, which will be maintained from the different models. Let's say customer will be maintained from the SD side, material will be from side, SD side, or FICO side. Okay, work center activity type will be maintained from the PP side, activity pricing, cost center, all the things maintained from the FICO. Okay, we just use the master data from these models. Then what are the master data which we use in CS is like serial number, equipment, functional location. Then we have install base. These are the master data which we use. The CS consultant will maintain. Okay, so we'll see this customization. Okay, how to do all these things. Next to this only, we go to the process. Okay, before going to the process, one of the document which we usually, practice service notification. So it's one of the key documents. Okay, like in SD, we have this starting from inquiry document or quotation document. That's what we call. The same manner for any process, most of the CS process, it starts with service notification. Okay. So the service notification, what are the steps to customize? Okay, so all these things we see, and then we go for the process. So what are the process we see in the session is in-house. in-house repair process, then repair at site process, then equipment on loans, another process. Then we have annual maintenance contracts, AMC. Previously AMC. Then we have few more process, okay, which most of the projects they don't use, but I mean it's good to know, like sale of service, sale of spare parts. Okay, so these are the process which will be covered. Okay, in seeing what all the customizations are required. Okay, how to run the process. And many of the topics, I mean, within the processor, we cover most of the topics. Okay, some of the highlighted topics like what is called DIP, like dynamic. Just a reminder, what is called repair procedure. Okay, so these are the things which usually come in the in-house repair process. Okay, and equipment on loan process, and what is called as advanced shipment. Okay, so this sub process comes in the repair site process. Okay, and yeah, in the annual maintenance contract, we have certain steps. Okay, customization. So accordingly, when we follow, we can be able to run the process. So when you say in-house repair process, the name itself says that, I mean, the whole repair work happens at the company premises. So accordingly, I mean, we'll be setting up the system in such a way that I'm not getting some noise.
Yeah, I'm getting your noise. Yes.
You said noise is there, right?
You're getting some disturbance?
Yeah, can you mute? Go in mute. I'm not getting now. Okay, now I'm not getting that noise. So in-house repair process. So basically, it starts from the service notification. So we will learn, I mean, how to set up your service notification document, okay, from scratch, okay, the customizing. That's why I said service notification first thing. Then we'll create a service notification where the customer gives a request, okay, so the agent will take it up, and agent gets to know that, I mean, the product needs to be collected from the customer to do the repair work. So what the agent does is, from service notification, he creates a repair order. Okay, so from the repair order, we'll do a return delivery. So this is nothing but we are collecting the product from the customer. So from the return delivery, we'll create a service order. Okay, so when I say from the return delivery, it's not directly from the return delivery, it is from the repair order. We'll create a service order, okay, after the delivery. So once, I mean, let's say this is PGR, we receive the goods, then we create a service order. So after the service order, we do certain planning work, okay. So we say like plan of operation, so what all the tasks needs to be done. Likewise, components, is there any spare parts required to do the work, and then the cost, how much cost it would incur. Okay, that is a planned cost. So all these things, once we get to know, we will give a quotation to the customer. Okay, and then the customer is okay with the quotation, then we release the service order. Okay, so once we release the service order, it means the technician will start doing the repair work. So to start doing the repair work, if he wants spare parts, then he has to go to the MM department to get the spare parts. Okay, so we do certain thing called consumption of components. One moment. One second, please. The consumption of components. Okay, that is the technician go to the MM site, that is a BIGO process, where he will go and collect the spare parts. After doing this, the technician will start doing the repair work. Okay, and after doing the repair work, he needs to update the actual hours. So he will update the actual hours. Okay, so once it is done, both the things, then the actual cost will get calculated. So after the actual cost, the repair work is done. So we give a techno completion. So that is nothing but the status change in the service order, techno complete. So once the service order is completed, then product is repaired. So it means that we need to send the product to the customer. So we do a delivery here. Okay, it's an outbound delivery. We do it here. So once the customer receives the delivery, then we do a resource related billing. Okay, and finally we do the billing. And all this complete whole process will be recorded in the service notification. So when you go to the document flow, you can see the full process. I mean, from where we started. Okay, this is how the whole in-house repair process works. Okay, the same manner when you talk about, I'll just give one more process, a brief, like equipment on loan process. Okay, so under this equipment on loan process, how it works means it is a kind of in-house repair process only. But what happens means in this process, the customer may request when he gives the product for repair. Okay, he may request that I need a product, temporary product, because it might affect my production site. So please provide me a temporary product. So in this case, what we do means the same process we follow. Okay, till return delivery. That is, we are collecting the product from the customer. After that, we will send a replacement. Okay, it is a kind of a outbound delivery which we do. Okay, we call it replacement process. So where we send a temporary product to the customer. And then usually, I mean, all this process, the same like in-house repair process we do. And finally, when you are returning the repaired product to the customer, okay, at that point, we need to get back that temporary product from the customer. So again, we will do an pickup process. This is called as pickup. That is nothing but an inbound delivery. That is, we are collecting the temporary product from the customer. Okay, then follows the usual process, which is just now shared with the, I mean, shared for in-house repair process, the same thing which we follow. So there are two more extra sub process, okay, which happens in the equipment on loan process. Okay, so when you go for repair at site process, so as the name suggests, the repair work happens at the site, that is at the customer place. Okay, so here how the changes happen means, let's say, so here the technician has to go to the customer place. Okay, so usually, I mean, the customer give you a request, so we write in the service notification, the agent will write the request in the service notification, and from here, instead of creating a repair order, the service agent will create a service order. Because here we don't need to collect the product from the customer, right? So we don't have any orders through which we do the delivery. Okay, so directly we create a service order. So once a service order gets created, from there, the plan of operation, component cost, all these things happen. Okay, we'll send the quotation to the customer. Okay, customer is okay with that. Then we release the service order and we consume the components, spare parts, okay, whichever is required. Then we do the repair work. That is, the actual hours will be updated and actual cost will get updated in the service order. And finally, we do a techno completion. Now here in this, the process says that the technician will go to the customer place, right? So after consuming the components, it should be recorded that this technician is taking this specific spare parts, okay, to the customer place. So we need to record this. That's why in between this, what we do means there is a sub process called as advance shipment. Okay, what does this process means? It will create a simple order for that specific component, that is the spare part. For that, we do a delivery and a billing, okay, which will get recorded in the service order. Okay, there is the only change in the process. Then once the customer goes to the customer place and do the repair work, then he comes to the office and he updates the actual hours. Then the actual cost will get updated. Then they will close the service order. And finally, there is no delivery. Finally, they do a resource related billing and billing. Okay. So now, so these are the main process. Okay. Usually, I mean, most of the projects, I mean, what they use is the in-house repair process, then repair at site process. Okay. Equipment on loan process is optional. Okay. If it is your project demands, then you can do. Then annual maintenance contract. Okay, so this is a process where a sales contract is created. Okay, from the sales contract. So basically, I'll just write down a sales contract will be created. Okay, so where I mean the customer will have an agreement with the service provider. Okay, for this product. Okay, for these parts. I mean there might be a service for a year or for 2 years. For every year, I mean for every month of this date. Okay, to the technician should come to do the service work. Okay, that is the contract. Let's say a 1 year contract. So for that contract, we'll connect a task list. Okay, so task list is nothing but whoever the technician comes on the day, what these are the tasks to be done that we will connect to the contract. And then we schedule a maintenance. Okay, so first thing is we create a maintenance plan. So this maintenance plan calculates like how many days and how many months in a year. Okay, so the service order needs to be created. So all these things will be given. I mean, we'll feed it into the maintenance plan, and then we need to schedule it. When we have to schedule, so that accordingly we have to start the scheduling. Okay, this is called schedule maintenance plan. So once we schedule the maintenance plan and start the execution, then automatically as per the agreement, let's say in a year, every month a service order needs to be created on, let's say 5th of every month. So automatically the system will gets to know that from the service contract will create a service order. Okay, so automatically each every month, okay, a service order will be created, and you can see from the service order what is the link means. It will be the flow will be from the contract. Okay, so once the service order gets created, and all this process will be the same. So likewise, system will start creating service order on every month. Okay, as per the agreement. This is called as annual maintenance contract. Okay, we'll see. I mean, how the setup all these things to be done. Then sale of service is something like it's a kind of a gap in SD. Okay, which is filled in the CS side. Let's say you purchase your TV. Okay, and a person is coming to your house for mounting the TV. Okay, let's say wall mounting. So now if you see in a sales order for TV, the product, okay, for one quantity, then there will be some price, and for that how the line item will be processed means we create an order, and then we do a delivery. Physically the product will come to your place, and then we do a billing, okay, in SD order. Let's say for the service, that wall mounting, okay, that part also we need to maintain, okay, record it in the sales order means second line item wall mounting, that is a service product. Okay, one quantity, and directly we can't deliver it. Okay, it is intangible. Okay, so delivery is missing, and directly we do a billing, that is order related billing you do in the SD order for that line item. Correct. Now what is the gap here is the technician who comes to your place. Okay, any spare parts he used, or how long I mean he worked. Okay, what is the effort he has put, all these things are missing. So those information cannot be recorded in the sales order. Okay, so that's why in this process, sale of service, what we do means, let's say for example a sale order. Okay, item, line item, let's say 10 TV, one quantity. Okay, so the process is like sales, then we do delivery, and then we do billing. Now in the sale order, let's say the second item is wall mounting. Okay, let's say put volume. Okay, wall mounting, it is a service product. So for service product there is no delivery. Okay, let's say one quantity. So how this will be processed, as I said, sales, and directly sales related billing, we do a billing in SD. Now what is the process change means to avoid the gap. Okay, what we do means from the sales order we create a service order. Okay, we create a service order. Now what is the beauty here means, once you create a service order, in the service order you can enter, okay, who is the technician, what are the tasks he has done, okay, how many hours he has spent, okay, what are the activities he has completed. So all these things will be recorded. Okay, that is the only, I mean, advantage in doing this sale of service. Okay, then sale of spare parts. This is another process where usually it's a kind of a complaint process, we can say, like from the service notification. From the service notification, we directly create a sale order. From the service notification, we create a sale order. Okay. So from the sale order, we do the usual sales process like delivery and the billing. So where we usually use this process is like whenever a customer gives a complaint saying that hey, it is agreed that you send 10 spare parts along with the product, but I have received only 8 spare parts. Okay, so it's the complaint is taken in the form of service notification. So from that, the agent will create a sale order. Okay, for the two products, which the spare part products, okay, which we need to send to the customer and do the delivery and the billing. This is called as sale of service. Okay. So this dynamic item process, repair procedure, advanced shipment,
Praveen,
all
your
those
voice
things.
is there's a lot of disturbance coming from it.
One moment, one moment. Yeah, now can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, almost I have, given a brief about, what all things we'll see in the session.
Can
And
you
also,
can you off the
for each,
recording? Can we talk?
I don't have the control. I think the organizer is the one who has recorded. Naveen, are you there in the call? One moment. Usually I don't have the option for recording. I can stop sharing, but give a moment. I'll ring him.
Yeah. Praveen, I'm there.
This conference
Yeah,
will now
Naveen,
be recorded.
1 minute, guys. Okay,
no,
1 minute.
It
don't
started
record.
again.
Don't record.